see we for corruption. Um, let's hand over before I go off on a tangent. Let's rather hand over to Dr. Moloi about what we can expect from the address tomorrow, the State of the Nation address tomorrow, and do we think it will be delivered? Salaam alaikum to you. Welcome to the program.
Salam alaikum, Julie, and to the rest of the listeners.
Okay, I'm going to hand over to you because undoubtedly you have a lot to say about the sauna tomorrow. I have thrown one or two things at you regarding 2018. What can we expect? Is it going to be same old, same old? And do you think people by this time are interested enough because in the past promises were not kept?
Thank you very much, Julie. So let me get straight into it. First of all, it's not going to be same old in terms of the organization of it. Um, so for the first time this year, we're not going to have it in the parliamentary precinct. SONA is going to be hosted in the city hall, and 4 million has been set aside for that gig. We would remember that last year it was a hybrid session, and that saved a lot of money. I think the cost went up to over 100,000, and already this year we're coming back to the millions again. So 4 million has been set aside, and they argue this to be for wall-to-wall broadcast, interpretation facilities, furniture, catering, ICT. We don't have to agree with all these things, but anyway, we're just reporting what they're planning to do tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
I reckon it's just going to be a fashion parade for the ministers and their wives.
well, it will be, but not to the extent that we are used to. So
Okay.
what is going to happen is they're going to have plus minus 298 MPs that are going to be in attendance, sitting in the chamber, and then they'll limit the rest of the representatives from the other arms of government, dignitaries and the media. So it will be far less than the pomp that we're used to. But anyway, that's just the admin and the organizing of it. It won't be in Parliament. It will be at the City Hall.
Okay.
Just for the viewers, the City Hall is the same venue where former President Nelson Mandela addressed the nation when he came out of prison. So this will mark the 32nd anniversary of when he did that. So this is an interesting, if you like, it's an interesting timeline if you have to think about that memory. And of course, this is going to be um, the sixth State of the Nation address given by President Cyril Ramaphosa. Um, we may argue that this may be one of his last, given everything that's happening.
Mm,
Um, but anyway, so expected points to be raised tomorrow. Now, you would recall that we spoke about the January 8th statement, and we said that the procedure with the January 8th statement is the ANC is giving an outline of what they expect to happen the rest of the year.
mm,
So, but before that, of course, we know that the ANC NEC sits to decide on that, and then the president reads it on the 8th. And then after that, immediately after that, the ANC NEC sits again, which then is going to inform the government, the Khutla. So
mm,
January is a very busy month for the
mm.
ANC and the government. And then now we are basically in the second big item for the year, which is the State of the Nation, which will be followed, of course, by the budget speech. But anyway, so I was just contextualizing it so that we have a picture of what is
Right.
happening now. We did say if the January 8th statement is an announcement of the government of the ANC program, naturally ANC being the ruling party, a lot of what we expect to hear tomorrow is going to come from what was agreed upon in the January 8th statement.
Mm.
Now, the four key things, because we don't have time, the four key things, he's going to talk about the parliament burning because that child a lot of money and they're not speaking in parliament, they're speaking outside of parliament. So you
Right.
want to look good, and it's what was emphasized in the ANC State of the January 8th statement. It was a heated topic that he needed to begin with that. And then he's going to speak about obviously COVID-19. We are expecting as a country to hear, is he going to relax the stages? Are we going to level one? Now that we are also having this Omicron, so COVID-19 / Omicron concern, he's going to definitely talk about that and update the nation on that. We also look forward to hear what he's going to say on the Zondo Commission report so far. We know that the last report is expected at the end of the month, but already damning findings. The nation wants to see how serious are they in terms of curbing corruption, how serious are they in terms of implementing the recommendations. Sadly, because of the bureaucratic arm of government, he's only going to tabulate the report officially at the end of June in Parliament.
Mm-hmm.
So we are worried in terms of, are these characters not going to run away from the country? Are they not a flight risk? And justice delayed is justice denied. So, why are they not tried immediately? Even though he's going to tabulate the report in June, end of June. So there's that. And the nation, is right to be having these concerns. And then we should also expect, and this might be a beautiful surprise for the nation, maybe he might announce the Chief Justice tomorrow.
I covered that a little earlier on, and yeah, that's quite controversial, is it not?
Yeah, it is. It is, but we don't have time. I think we're very anxious. And again, it's going to be interesting if he's going to give it to Judge Mandisa Maya as the nominee that was recommended to him, or he's going to ditch her and just give it to Zondo,
Right.
arguing continuity. So that's going to be interesting. And then we should expect that he's going to talk a lot about the economy.
Okay, I am so sorry to cut you off there.
We expect him, with the rhetoric, that rhetoric should be expected. And of course, here, remember in the January 8th statement, he spoke about, what he calls the social compact. And I think we're going to be hearing a lot of that in the speech tomorrow, because it speaks to, all the economic indicators, it speaks to, what they're expecting to see in terms of efficiency in the ports, digital mitigation, access to broadband, fourth industrial revolution, ease of doing business, and all these things. So we should expect to hear that kind of rhetoric tomorrow. And then, that the theme of the of the January 8th statement was renewal, right? They wanted to make sure they support the democratic gain. But we know, of course, with Lindiwe Sisulu saga, immediately there, we know that the ANC is not united. That's right from the very first week. So he's going to try and speak about the protection of the Constitution, the respect
Okay.
of constitutional rights.
Dr. Moloi, I am so sorry. I am so sorry to
whatever
cut
your
in.
position is, we should expect that. And then lastly,
I have to stop you there.
okay.
So sorry, I have to stop you there. We're over time. My apologies. We did leave half an hour for you last week, but couldn't get hold of you. Next time we'll try and allocate more time. But I'm so sorry. We have to leave it there. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Have a good morning.
And you, and you. 2 after 10 o'clock exactly, the end of the show. Thank you for being with me. Till the next time, as always, take care and assalamu alaikum and assalamu alaikum from me, Julie Ali, and of course, my producer Nasreen Naidu.